Hey y'all, welcome back. Happy first day of the month of Halloween. I am so excited to finally be here. It is my favorite time of the year and I am ecstatic. To start off this year, I wanted to list off the movies that I watched in the month of September because boy did I watch a lot of scary movies. And if you think last month was bad, this month is about to be so much worse. But before we get into that, I do just want to let you guys know, in case you're new here, that I am Morgan. Here we talk about scary movies, we read some scary stories, we talk about folklore, we do all kinds of stuff, and I would love to have you here if that sounds fun. I'm obviously on YouTube, I'm also on TikTok, Instagram, and Patreon, and I will link that and even more information below if you are interested. But now without further ado, let's get into these scary movies because we have quite a list. Now the first one that I want to start off with is the only one that I did not like that I watched last month, and that is the film Never Let Go. Now Never Let Go follows a family that is being targeted and hunted by evil so badly in their family that the past generations have built a blessed house in the middle of the woods to keep them safe. And if they want to leave this house, they have to tie something to them that's still in the house to make sure they're safe from the things in the woods. But as the newest generation is growing up, they're starting to question whether or not this is actually real or if someone in the family has lost their mind. I didn't like this movie. I already didn't like it, but there is a specific scene where it alludes to the fact that they are going to get rid of their dog. It goes on for incredibly too long. It was extremely just taxing on my mental health, and they ended up not hurting the dog, thankfully, but it made me despise the movie because I feel like the hurting the dog is just, it's so done. Like, I'm so tired of seeing that stuff in movies. I didn't like it already because of that, but I just didn't really like the movie. Love Halle Berry. She did great. Nothing against her or the cast. I just didn't like the entire concept and plot of the movie. Next up was the film Speak No Evil, that is a direct remake off of the Danish 2022 film by the same name. This follows two families vacationing separately, meet up, become friends. One family invites another to their home in the countryside, but the family that owns the home in the countryside is a bit off and they're a bit pushy and I don't quite like them. It's really just to show you that, like, hey, if you don't stop being a people pleaser, this could happen to you. And it makes you think, and that's literally what it's for. I liked the remake better than the original, which I don't know if I expected that or not. I didn't really enjoy the original too much, but I actually really did like the remake. The original really upset me because the family didn't fight back at all. Like, there was no fight, which I feel like is sort of realistic in a sense, but the next film was an A24 film titled The Front Room, and that follows a pregnant couple who get left a lot of money in the will of the husband's dad. But the only catch is he has to move in his abusive stepmother into the home, and not only is she just like not a great person, she's really religious to the point that she thinks that the Holy Spirit possesses her and gives her power, and now she thinks she has some sort of holy claim over the unborn baby. Very satisfying ending. Very satisfying. Next up, we have the film Azrael. That is an IFC film, and it's basically like a silent movie because it follows a post-rapture world where the people that are left behind, many of them no longer have the ability to speak. That was taken away from them. It follows Samara Weaving's character, who is kidnapped and taken into the woods, tied up to a chair, and left for something that lives in the woods. So what are we dealing with in the woods? Why are people calling it in? What's happening? It's a lot. And it's in theaters right now, I think. I actually got an early screening of that one and the next film that we're going to talk about, which is Your Monster. Your Monster actually does not come out until October 25th, and I do recommend you go watch it. Like, 1000% go watch this movie. It is a horror romance movie, and it follows a woman whose life has fallen apart. She got sick, but now she's returning home from the hospital, and she tries to put her life back together with the help of the monster in her closet. Phenomenal. 10 out of 10. Next up is a film titled The Silence of the Prey, and I just stumbled across this while scrolling on Tubi, and it sounded really cool, and it was very cool. It follows a woman and her daughter who are refugees into the United States, and they find this program where people can be caregivers while the company helps them get all their paperwork together to get work visas and things like that. But they end up getting assigned to this man who lives in a small town out in the middle of nowhere, and not only is he a little strange, the whole town is a little strange. Something's going on and I don't like it. I don't like it. Next up is a film that is actually streaming here on YouTube for free, and that is Attack of the Corn Zombies. Now, Attack of the Corn Zombies follows a small town whose whole existence revolves around corn, so much so that they have fall festivals for it. Well, the lead farmer in the town decides he's going to try out a new fertilizer to try and get more corn, and it works. More corn grows. So at this fall festival, everyone in the town has eaten it, people start getting sick, passing away, and coming back. This movie's set in the 60s. I thought it was so well done. I thought it was really fun to watch. It doesn't really take itself too seriously. And there's actually a second one that was just wrapped on filming, I think. And I'm really excited to see it. Now, while this isn't technically horror, I feel like I can't talk about movies I watched last month and not mention Beetlejuice. I'm sure you've seen it. I think I've seen it 3 times at this point, so I'm not gonna ramble about it, but phenomenal. It was fantastic, and it's so much, there's so much love for it. We went to a local drive-in to a showing of Beetlejuice, and Trap. We had seen both of those, and I've never seen that drive-in sold out, but it was completely sold out. There wasn't a spot, and I was like, Beetlejuice is so loved. I hope that cast knows how much they are loved, because it's incredible. Next up is my favorite film that I watched in the month of September, and that is The Substance. Now, The Substance follows an actress who is aging like we all do and are, and she gets into a car crash after losing her job to someone younger. The doctor at the hospital ends up slipping a USB drive into her coat that reads The Substance on it, and it has a phone number. So she takes it home, puts it into her TV, watches it, and it's just telling her about this great new thing that would really just remake her cells and make a better version of her, a younger her, a healthier her. And so she orders it and she does it. And the body horror in this movie is top tier. I have thought about this movie every day since I watched it. It might be one of my favorites. It is one of my favorites of the year. 100%. The next film on this list should be a rewatch for me. I don't know how I've went my entire life without watching the original Psycho, but I have never seen it. But a local theater is doing like a Halloween thing where they're playing like a fall Halloween movie each week, and Psycho played last month. And I was like, I have to go see it. I feel like I need to see it for the first time on the big screen. And I don't know how I have evaded for my entire life all of the plot twists, but I had no idea how that movie ended, and I was shooketh. Like, I was the only one reacting that way in the theater, but I was like, because I didn't see it coming, because I didn't know movies that were made in the 60s had good plot twists like that, but they did. I think that was the original one. At that same theater for the, Halloween fall showings, they also showed The Shining last month, and that was a rewatch for me, but I can't pass it up. I have to go watch it. Another movie I watched this month is actually on YouTube as well, and it is the short film titled Milk and Cereal, which follows some content creators who have a prank channel that take pranks just a bit too far. It was one of the most disturbing short films I have ever seen in my life, and I cannot recommend it enough. I will link Attack of the Corn Zombies and Milk and Cereal below so you can quickly click them. They're both worth the watch, but Milk and Cereal left me disturbed. But anyways, that is all for this month. I think I watched quite a few. I think I did good this month. But if you watch any of those, let it be Milk and Cereal and The Substance. Definitely Beetlejuice, but you need to watch The Substance. 100%. But that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me, and I will see you tomorrow.